Welcome to Cooling with Curtis. I'm your host, Dr. Curtis Breville, Global Head of Liquid Cooling for worldwide solution provider, ByteBridge. On this show, I will play the part of the overspammed, frustrated data center pro who just wants to understand what's important, what's factual, and what's fluff. Today's interview falls under the category of must-haves. I'm a deep believer in the idea that if you cannot measure it, you cannot manage it. In that vein, I have with me today Travis Talcott from software company EkkoSense. Travis, quickly introduce yourself and tell us about EkkoSense before I pepper you with a handful of questions cutting to the heart of why EkkoSense is a must-have.
Great to be here with you, Curtis. Great talking to everybody. My name is Travis Talcott. I'm the head of technical sales in the Americas for EkkoSense. EkkoSense is a software company that provides cutting-edge software platforms that gives data center operators different insights powered by artificial intelligence.
All right. Well, what I heard there was a number of buzzwords that, you and I both know when you say AI and you say these things, they kind of start to become white noise. So let's cut through the buzzwords. In one sentence, what problem does your solution actually solve for data center operators? No jargon, just give me no marketing fluff, just give it to us straight.
Yeah, absolutely. So EkkoSoft Critical, our flagship program, is an AI-driven data center optimization software tool that provides operations teams with the real-time visibility they need to remove thermal and power risks, optimize cooling capacity, and minimize energy waste.
The second question I have is around the price of non-investment, or the pony question. If a customer chooses not to invest in your solution, what's the real measurable cost they could face, whether it's downtime, lost revenue, higher OpEx, or reputational damage? Take it.
Great question. Let me talk about that pony. So EkkoSoft Critical was developed to give operators complete visibility in real time, effectively making the visible visible. And what that means when it comes to pony. So number one, if a solution like ours isn't deployed, operators that are at a higher risk of downtime because they won't have the complete visibility that they need to catch issues before they become real problems. So that ROI typically can be measured in lost minutes. The second thing is going to be missing out on opportunities to optimize their cooling capacity. So our customers can see up to a 30% reduction in cooling energy expenditure from the cooling systems, which will free up any stranded capacity that may exist. And finally, we have automated ESG reporting built into the platform. So that helps not only accelerate reporting timelines, but it also keeps operations lean and overheads to a minimum.
Let's get to the proof of impact. Give me one real-world example where your solution prevented a major problem or delivered a measurable improvement, and share the actual numbers.
Absolutely. So a leading global bank deployed EkkoSoft Critical globally to help answer a couple of key things for them. So number one was reducing data center risks, so the risk of downtime. They wanted to increase their operational visibility and cut their energy expenditure as much as they possibly can. So we deployed our system throughout the bank's facilities, and that allowed us to do several different things. So number one, we were able to save around 866 kilowatts of cooling from the core data center sites, which translates into a 10% overall cooling energy reduction. And that was achieved in just 10 weeks. We also were able to see initial carbon savings of up to about 3,000 tons a year, despite the fact that IT loads actually increased during the time of the optimization project. That translates into an operational expenditure savings of around $500,000 per year through the reduced energy usage. And we also were able to reduce the operational risk by confirming that IT racks were performing within the ASHRAE TC9-9 compliance bands. It's great to be able to deliver these types of insights, but one thing that I see be a pain point for a lot of projects such as these are the actual timelines that it takes to run these. However, with EkkoSoft Critical, we have rapid time to benefits. So we have a really light touch model that allows for rapid deployments, and it actually accelerates the time to benefit. So that allows operations teams to see the benefits a lot quicker.
All right, fantastic. What is the single most important reason a customer should choose your product over any of your top two competitors?
That's a tough question for me to answer because I have several different things that I can choose from. But my personal favorite differentiator comes down to the 3D visualization and analytics capabilities built into our platform. So we have a very rich user interface that's easy to use and simple to understand, which allows operators to look and see what's going on at a very granular level, which other platforms just simply don't offer at this time. And then when we couple those visualizations with the analytics that we provide, it really rounds out our solution to be able to deliver value in different areas of the facilities that other softwares miss out on.
All right. And payback clock, everything costs money, but come on. For the average deployment, how long until a customer sees their ROI? And what's specific metrics prove it?
That's another great question. So our ROI timeline is rather fast. So we typically see quantifiable ROIs in 12 to 24 months for our customers. And we look at primarily cooling savings as well as more soft cost ROIs, if you will, engineering time as well as preventing downtimes. So those metrics blend together for the 12 to 24 month ROI clock.
Great. Got two more questions for you. First, the customer reality check. What's the number one objection you hear from customers, and how do you address it with facts instead of sales promises?
This is a question that's near and dear to my heart because every conversation that I have with somebody, this comes up. And realistically, what the most common objection I see is that most operators think that they already have a solution that can provide what we're saying we provide, such as a BMS or a legacy DSIM. However, that's typically not the case. Actually, it's never the case because we offer analytics and visualizations that go above and beyond what BMS and DSIM systems do. So what we typically will do is we will deploy a proof of concept project in one of their sites, and because of our rapid deployment timelines, we're able to prove that we can do something different and provide different value than what their current software stack offers in a very quick time.
All right. The last question, and when I used to be an industry analyst, I always ask this of every vendor out there. If you ended up by whatever the reason possible out there, being on the competitive side of EkkoSense, how would you beat you? What would a company have to come up with? What is something out there? How would you beat EkkoSense if you had to?
What I would do based off of the rest of the technology that's out there is I would definitely focus very heavily on the visualization aspects of our platforms. And then I would also ensure that everything is completely vendor agnostic and open so that you could talk to any device, any system out there.
All right. Travis, thank you for being in the hot seat. Customers and anybody who's out there listening, you can set up a deep dive, get pricing, learn more about EkkoSense by reaching out to ByteBridge at www.bytebt.com. You can email sales@bytebt.com. Mention Cooling with Curtis to receive a gift for just reaching out. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Curtis.